Welcome to TheStockMiner.com. I'm Brian Johnson, and another wandering sideways day. Saw a little bit of all action. A little bit of up to begin the day, down towards the middle of the day, slow grind back up at the end of the day. Just a lot of sideways nothingness. Again, as we would expect coming into the end of the week, the month, the year. Now, I thought we might get some sort of real, quote unquote, real trading this week. We really, quite honestly, guys, we just haven't seen it. The markets have been up a little bit and down a little bit, and we've had some decent trending days to work off of, but I kind of expected something a little bit larger one way or the other. Coming into the end of the week. Today, I thought, if we're going to go up again, maybe, man, if we would get a 5 to 7 point move in the SPX, I thought that'd be a little bit drastic, and of course, didn't see anything like that. By the end of the day, finishing pretty much, once again, where? Flat, nothing really moving anywhere. So you can tell that it appears they want to keep the markets, I think, here kind of sideways into the end of this week, and wait until the new year starts to maybe then decide to make any kind of a major move. Some of the foreign markets made some bigger moves today, but obviously we didn't see anything like that over here. Now, what are we seeing? More of the same. Move up, sideways, move up, sideways, move up, and here's that sideways. And we talked about that, and good potential to maybe just wander within this range now for the next week or so, and this could even extend into next week for a while. Watching these lower areas here, let's see if that gets touched and if it holds on any kind of a move into it, and or anything above here. Now you can see why, as I've been talking about for the longest time, I'm sure you're getting tired of it, I just have no interest in the upside right now. I'd really rather wait until this thing pulled back a little bit. Now, as it wanders sideways, though, it does offer up opportunities for still a move either way. Keep this in mind. If the markets move down tomorrow, even 0.3, 0.4, even a 0.5% move, it's not going to hurt anything overall in the bigger picture because this year has been so good to the market. So it wouldn't be anything major. A move up, I just wouldn't expect a large move up, as I've been opining on for now quite a while. The reason being, you can see for almost a week or so, we've been absolutely sideways. We're not going anywhere. The moves back here that have done that, though, notice this one here, kind of a sideways move. It resolved up. Then we wandered, and then we went sideways here. Kind of a head fake here, only to be brought right back up again. Then another slow move, and then a major move to the upside. Then we saw a bigger pullback. So the market's very, very fickle up and through here. Point being, we just have to wait. Moves one way or the other, we really didn't break those areas, as I've been talking about. We have these overhead areas. 11,600, if I'm being fair, 11,600 I think is a better idea of maybe where this trading range is at. We talked about moves up over 11,580. We got it, but it didn't go anywhere, and it didn't stay there, obviously, as you can see. There's just no one ready to take control yet. So now we're looking at this 11,518 to, let's call it 11,618. Make it a nice even 100 points that we need to be watching coming into the last day of the week and into really the last day of the year within the trading. The NASDAQ, even the strongest stocks are still kind of floundering around right here. Wandering within this trading range, no move up, no move down, overall down about 6 points, so nothing major to be talked about here. Same thing on the daily, not even back to the 20-day moving average, but as we move sideways, this has to be looked at right now as a high base slash pullback until we break such levels as the 20-day and, or more importantly, this level back here within the NDX. Weekly doing the same thing. Small little tiny doji. We have a day left. I don't know if that's going to move a whole lot before the end of tomorrow, but we'll wait until it closes to really pass judgment. But you can see the last 2 and now about 3 weeks have really given us nothing to trade on the ETFs Hence the reason I'm preaching to you guys to just avoid the ETFs right now to the long side and focus more on individual stocks. They're at least going to give you some opportunity to make some money one direction or the other. SPX, same thing, came back and found nice support right here at the 50. Broke the 20, but didn't take long to find support on the 50 and sat there and sat there and sat there for 3 hours before a little poke up. Now we're stuck in between the 20 and the 50, waiting for a break one way or the other. Same thing on a daily, moving sideways here, waiting for the breaks, but as we can observe once again on the 60, just waiting for the moves. Moves back above here, moves back below here, and ultimately I'd like to see this thing break about 1240-ish or so before I really start getting more bearish on the markets. But it doesn't seem the markets really want to go anywhere. You can see if we go all the way back here to about the 22nd, we're at and or around that 1250, 1255 area, and we're still within the 1250, 1255-ish area. We haven't really moved anywhere in quite a bit of time. Even going back to the 20th of December, we were still up around 1245, 1247. We've moved about 10 points. So you can see the market's not wanting to make any major moves coming into the end of the year. SPX daily, same type of a thing as we just talked about it, moving sideways. Haven't even come back to revisit the 20 yet. Like to see that 20 broken before I start talking more about the bear pullback here. SPX weekly doing the same thing, putting in a little teeny tiny candle and not moving too much. Let's see where that closes by the end of tomorrow. Now the VIX. VIX was up, markets were down, so we are kind of seeing some sort of correlation back within this again. However, we did not see anything major happen. That's why I really do believe that this VIX is just positioning itself coming into the end of the year as people get out of one thing and into another. It does affect the VIX, it does affect the options, but it did not affect any of the indice prices at all. So once again, here we are sitting at or around this blue line on the markets within the VIX. Let's see where this moves tomorrow, and once again, let's see if we can hold this blue line by the time it's all said and done at the end of tomorrow's trading. Apple was down about 0.5% today, but still within the ranges we've been talking about. That is 320, 318, 315, and to the upper side we did not see any moves back above 325, 326, somewhere around in there for your highs. That means the daily looks like, still sideways, wants to come back and retest this 20-day. Keep in mind that 20-day is at 321.69. So we've got about $2 to move to the downside before we hit a test of that 20. Make sure, if you're an Apple trader, you have that marked in your charts. I would fully expect that to be some sort of support on the way back down. Breaks below 320. Okay, I think we can see 315 in the future for Apple then. Apple Weekly, same thing. I need to scrunch the chart in just to see the candles. That's how little movement we've seen in Apple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, and you can see we've gone basically nowhere. This little line I have drawn in here is roughly 320. So we've gone $3 in about 4 or 5 weeks. Still not going anywhere. And if you want to go all the way back to the real major push, which was up to here before our little high base and or ascending triangle, however you want to look at that, it's the same story. This goes all the way back to October time frame. Hit 320, and we've moved $3 overall. Bigger picture, if you're a long-term investor in Apple, you've made $3 since October. Now we saw the same type of consolidation. It did resolve up. Same type of consolidation back here. It did resolve up. So history has taught us that this should resolve to the upside. But we start to get breaks as extended as we are. We get breaks below 320, 315. I'd be very cautious if you're the longer-term trader in Apple. FAS 60-minute going nowhere, moving sideways, down 24 cents today, but you can see we've really got a very well contained rising wedge slash channel moving here with the blue lines, and a very nice sustained trading range moving sideways here, right between that 28 and let's call it 2730, 2740-ish range. Within FAS, daily doing the same thing. Now this right now, just on a daily time frame, looking at it for what it is, looks like a pullback right now. If it breaks 27, then it's a little different story. But for right now, just looks like a pullback. Yes, we could make this into, as I talked about before, a cup and a handle, which means we do have some more strength left to come, but I'm not going to put a lot of emphasis. How about that? Emphasis on this particular pattern. I just don't like where it's at. I'm not sold on the pattern just because of where it's at and the way it formed. I'm just not happy with it. So otherwise, still the same story, different verse, waiting for it to get back above 20, 28, 40, 28, 50-ish, somewhere up in there for your long opportunities. And this is just, like I said, a pullback right now, and then below 27 for a short. So we'll see if there's any kind of movement again tomorrow, although there is plenty of room for it to consolidate and move back one more day, about a 20-30 cent move, and not really break anything from a bull side. From the bear side, same type of thing, looking at this wedge that we've got working at down here on the 60-minute, and from a daily perspective, this just looks like a bear pullback right now. Breaks below 930 would confirm that, and we should see some further weakness on the FAZ. Otherwise, I'm still above $10. Now I'm really above the 20-day moving average, and then above 1050 for any kind of long plays on the FAZ. Alright, that'll do it for today's video. Let's see what we get at the end of tomorrow. You have your levels. You know where you need to be trading and where you need to go long and short at this point. Keep looking at your individual stocks, and be careful within the indices themselves. Remember, tomorrow is not only the last day of the month, the last day of the week, last day of the year as well. So we will then start again in a brand new year next week. See you tomorrow. Bye.